So I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna just record my videos wherever I'm at, and that's it. I'm not gonna try to be like this perfect YouTuber type of thing. I just want to really talk about like things that come to my head that I think are important. And one thing I was thinking about today is that it's not about like fuck the goal, what's the process? What's the process? What's the plan? What's the systems that you have in place to reach the goal? Because I personally think that's more important than actually hitting the goal. The goal is either I'm gonna hit it or I'm not gonna hit it. The process is, what am I doing to make sure I hit that, right? So personally for me, when I thought about becoming debt free, the goal was to be debt free. The process was understanding what my salary was, understanding that I needed to make more money. The process was side hustling 5-6 days a week. It was sending all the extra money that I had to debt. And what I think is difficult is that it's not that we don't know what to do, is that it is so hard to step out of something in which you are truly comfortable in to get to the other side, especially when you do not know where the finish line is, right? Like, I didn't know my debt-free journey finish line was going to be 2.5 years. But what I did know is that I wanted it to be here as quickly as possible because my process was uncomfortable. Working my regular job, working a second job, and working a side hustle was not easy, like at all. It was very difficult. There are times where I didn't want to go out because your body, your mind is so used to being in a certain type of habit. It's like it's already a process to break the habit, and then it's a process to create the new habit. So it's like starting from like under the water, and then you get to the surface, and now you have to swim your ass back to shore. It's like, damn, I have to do a lot of work. But I will say my process for becoming debt free has elevated areas in my life in which I didn't think it naturally would, right? So just being consistent, going out and side hustling, being consistent and making sure I budget my money, every single dollar. I still do that to this day, even though I don't have any credit card debt. I don't have a car note. I do have a mortgage, but I don't have a car note. Like, I still heavily budget. I make sure all of my money is going to their respective categories. I even do the same with my business money. I make sure my business money is strategically and properly planned out. But it is very difficult to complete a goal if you don't know the how, if you haven't figured out the how. A lot of us say there are things we want to accomplish. We actually just haven't sat down and figured out the how do we plan to accomplish it. And then when you do figure out how you plan to accomplish it, sometimes it's really not an answer you want to hear. And I mean, I'm being very truthful, right? Like, I didn't want to hear that I didn't make enough money because I love my job. But the reality was that I didn't make enough money. And I didn't want to hear that I just be outside side hustling 5-6 days a week. But it's what I needed to get to where I'm at now. And being on the other side of debt freedom is amazing, honestly. Like, it's like a weight off of your shoulder to think, I don't have to worry about money the way I used to. And a lot of my money can now be to me, and it doesn't have to be this thing where it's like, oh, adulting, I have to pay bills. Because for a lot of us, we're not just paying bills, right? We're paying debt that we accumulated from either, life mistakes, life happening, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Like, that's not really a bill. That's debt that we can get rid of, that doesn't have to be normal. And I just know, understanding your process, understanding that it's not going to be comfortable, it's not going to be easy. I think that's going to be the transformative thing for you. It's not like, oh yeah, the goal's going to happen. It's, oh, what's the process to make sure that I am able to accomplish the goal, and then turning that into something else, right? So I turned my side hustling into a business, right? I understood that I needed to be consistent side hustling in order to bring in money. It's the same way with Bitch on Budgeting. It's the same way with my business. I have to show up every day, right? I have to show up. I have to create content. I have to make sure I'm showcasing the things that I have to offer, the services that I have to offer, making sure that I'm consistent, that I bring useful information and not just information, that I'm connecting with people, that I'm building on the community that I already have. All of that is just consistency in a different form. Previous, it was being consistent with paying off debt and side hustling. Now it's being consistent to make sure I generate income every single day, because honestly, y'all, I don't know what it's like to get paid on the 1st and the 15th anymore. Like, I'm my brain, which is crazy, my brain created the new habit of thinking, of telling myself, Selma, you get paid every day. Girl, every day. You make money every day. So I don't even know what it would be like to go to just back to making money the 1st and the 15th, getting paid the 1st and the 15th. So how do I make sure I continue to get paid every day? I consistently have to show up. And my process is making sure I post content on the days that show that I have the highest engagement, that I post engaging content, that I post relevant content to who I am, which is the brand of Bitch on Budgeting, that I connect with my community, whether it's, messaging them or, liking a comment or responding back to a comment. Like, I'm showing up, and in my head and in my body, I am creating the habit to show up for Bitch on Budgeting every single day. Every day without fail. So when you think about your goals and the goals you want to accomplish and your dream life and your vision, I really want you to sit down and write down the how. How do you plan to make it happen? Right? Because the vision boards are cute. Writing down the dream life is cute, but if you never have a strategic, solid plan, it's not gonna work. So I don't know if that's harsh to say, or is it just like a true reality that you have to have a process. Like the things are not just going to come out of thin air, but you have to have a process. And I don't want to sugarcoat it into being something that is just like, oh yeah, I write these things down and I get them. But it's like, no, I write these things down. I understand what my goals are. And then I write down how I'm going to get it. What does it look like? So one thing I like to do with the members in my accountability bestie is that, of course, we decide on a plan we want to accomplish in 12 weeks, a goal we want to accomplish in 12 weeks, but I also have them write the plan out. What are you doing? And we check in every single day. How are your daily tasks aligning with making sure you accomplish the goal? Because if I look at your goal and I see none of your daily tasks are aligning with your goal, then we have something is off and we need to fix it. And I think sometimes we think that if we're busy, we're doing something, but that's not always the reality. You can be busy doing nothing. You can be busy and not be productive. It's like sitting in front of a computer ready to write a paper, and 3 hours later you turn around, you got 2 sentences. Was that really productive, or were you just kind of like looking busy being in front of the computer? So just understanding what your process is going to be to get to the goal, and adjusting it, modifying it, changing it completely if it doesn't work. But understand that it's going to take a lot to create the new habits to reach the new heights that you want to reach. So I'm going to leave y'all with that.